Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. The other day we reacted to the Street Fighter trailer live as part of State of Play, but now I'm actually going back and reacting to every little tidbit that's come out from Capcom. So let's start with the Street Fighter announcement trailer once again. So you can see that the game visually looks really good. This is thanks to the use of the Reach for the Moon engine, and it's Reach for the Moon, not Resident Evil. The first thing they focus on is the World Tour mode, which is a single-player campaign with an avatar you can create and customize. The reason why they focus on the single-player campaign is because Street Fighter V infamously advertised their game as being like more beginner-friendly than Street Fighter 4, but only beginner-friendly by changing mechanics in a way that pros don't like, instead of providing something that casuals can enjoy. It had less single player, there was no arcade mode, the story mode was very easy to beat, and the only thing you can do other than survival is straight up hit up online and get your ass beat. The casuals don't like that, so they dropped the game. The game that was supposed to cater to casuals ended up selling significantly poorly, less than Street Fighter 4 did. So now, right out of the gate, they're like, okay, here's the things casuals actually care about, which is single player and a simple control scheme, which I'll get to later. So you basically explore the city, talk to people, learn moves, improve your character. This is a create a character. This is not Luke. This is a create a character they use for the single player campaign and the lobby system. It's heavily implied this is Li Fei, and now since she's a teenager, this may take place after Street Fighter 3. This was people's biggest request, the game taking place after Street Fighter 3, especially since you had Street Fighter 4, which came out almost 15 years ago, which was after 2. And you have Street Fighter 5, which was still after 2. And people want to see a continuation of Street Fighter 3, and we still didn't get that. We may finally get that now. So right off the bat, they show gameplay. You see characters perform their regular moves, but a bit later, you start to see new gameplay systems. So Luke glows yellow, which is the overdrive moves, which is just a new fancy way of saying EX. But then there are other moves like Drive Impact, which looks to be similar to Shatter Strike, except now has a really cool visual flair to it. It has all these cool VFX and a drastic camera angle. Parries are back. So we have the Battle Hub, which shows the Arc System type lobby that they're gonna have, as well as confirming a new character, Kimberly, on screen. But the Battle Hub is interesting because of a certain artwork that was on the PlayStation blog, and I'll show it later. But for now, let's focus on something else, being this cool new feature called the commentary feature. Back in Street Fighter 4, there was this announcer that hyped up the match, but not in an authentic way. Not in a way that is similar to what you see in esports events like tournament streams for EVO or Combo Breaker. Instead, the announcer hyped up everything you do, even wake up sweep, saying that it's this flashy technique we've never seen before. But in Street Fighter 6, they actually apply like esports play-by-play commentary, and I want to play it just to demonstrate that, as well as having additional gameplay.
Oh yeah, you know I'm ready. Trying to lead each other here? At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out.
A commentary was something I miss from Street Fighter 4 when I got into Street Fighter 5. And having a commentator mid-match is something I wanted in the new game. And not only do they have a commentator, they went above and beyond, which makes it really cool. So, just like in Street Fighter 5 and not previous games, Tatsumaki is once again immune to projectiles. So these are the two trailers we got. Now let's take a look at the website. So the Capcom news blog and the PlayStation blog both have the same amount of information. The PlayStation blog actually has GIFs instead of screenshots to back up some of their explanations, which makes it easier to go through. First off, some of the artwork is amazing. I use this as the thumbnail for the State of Play React because it's so good. So, on top of the moves that you probably know these characters for, like in Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 2, stuff like that, they also showcase brand new moves that the characters can do. So after EX Flash Knuckle, you can do DDT. Wait, isn't that Balrog's command grab? that he had as V-Trigger 2. So Jamie, the brand new character, peacekeeper from Chinatown who aspires to walk in the footsteps of Yun and Yang, the twin dragons. An expert dancer, Jamie places justice and friendship above all else, defending his town with martial arts. So similar to G in Street Fighter V, Jamie has a move called the Devil Inside, in which, you know, like I said, he's a drunken fist fighter, so he gets drunk before a fight. He takes a swig of alcohol, which gives him brand new moves. So at level 1, he can do a dive kick, and when he drinks even more, he can do this breakdance attack. Ryu, my boy Ryu. I played him in Street Fighter V because Evil Ryu was not in the game, and Kage is nowhere as good. He has a brand new fireball called Hashogeki, which is a close range fireball, which deals stagger. He has Denjin Charge. His Denjin V-Trigger is now a taunt install like in Marvel 3. Hashogeki and Hadoken are stronger. And you can see they're kept in the air long enough for a follow-up, so he's able to do Jodan. I'm really hoping he's like way more OD than he was in Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5. Obviously, it's hard for him to be more OD than Evil Ryu because, you know, he's supposed to be like the beginner character, while Evil Ryu is like a glass cannon mix-up fest. Chun-Li has got the most interesting changes. So first off, they brought back Ten Shokyaku, which was her down charge up kick move from Street Fighter 2. This was the input for spinning bird kick. Back in the day, Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter, spinning bird kick was back charge forward instead of down charge. Now they brought it back. I think between the Alpha games and Street Fighter 6, the only time Chun-Li had it was Marvel vs. Capcom. A battle system built for creativity. With every new Street Fighter comes mechanics you can master to rise to the top. So here we go, we have Drive Impact, which is a powerful strike that can absorb an opponent's incoming attack. So basically Shatter Strike if you press Heavy Punch, Heavy Kick together. Drive Parry, which is, you know, your parry, except now it costs meter. Overdrive Art, which are EX moves. Flashy way of calling them EX moves, I guess. Drive Rush, which is dash canceling the parry animation, or certain normals. And Drive Reversal is basically V Reversal. Now let's take a look at this because this might be controversial to some. Rather than changing mechanics to make it more fun for casuals, quote unquote, instead they're making the mechanics OD. Just have a control scheme that makes it easier to do stuff. This is a good way to appease the casuals while at the same time not taking away from pros, because pros can just pick the classic control type. I disagree with the name modern and classic. I think standard and simple is better, but the simple control type has a similar control scheme to Marvel 3. Where you have 4 attack buttons, which are light, medium, heavy, special. They're essentially condensing a 6-button fighter with 3 buttons. Throw, which is 1 button by the way, and your other mechanics. And you have an auto combo button on R2. We'll have to see more. And over here they show examples of how the simple commands work with Ryu. And you can see him performing a Hadoken with the press of a single button. And if you hold certain directions, you can perform other moves. What about Hashogeki, or the install move? You can't just hold up because that makes you jump. By the way, 3 supers per character it seems, because he's doing Shinku Hadoken, Shin Shoryuken, which is the best looking Shinsho ever, and Shin Hashogeki. And over here, if you press R2 and then spam a bunch of buttons, you can get auto combos. And it looks like one of them leads to Hadoken, but 2 of them lead to supers. R2 and then 3 X's lead to Shinku Hadoken. R2 Heavy leads to Shinsho. Last thing we're gonna talk about, the Battle Hub. Specifically the Battle Hub artwork, because they're advertising this new way to communicate between players. And right off the bat, if you can see here, you can barely see over here, then you can customize your character's looks. So, character customization is going to be a thing in both the story mode and the online lobbies. And I think you'll be able to unlock more customization option if you play the story mode. But that's not the only thing that's attracting a lot of players' eyes. Because if you look over here, you can see arcade cabinets. And these arcade cabinets, you can watch people play. You cannot see it clearly on this screenshot, but people have taken screenshots on Twitter. You can see Cammy and Guile. And it's not just Street Fighter V. People have zoomed in on the footage, and it's using UI from the new game. This UI. where on the left side you can see that player 1 has a red health bar and a red drive gauge, and on player 2 side there's a blue health bar and a blue gauge. Over here, people have found a tournament mode with lots of names. And once again, I cannot zoom in clearly, but screenshots have existed. E Honda, Blanca, Dalsim, Zangia, a character named Lily, a character named Cannon, and Juri from Street Fighter 4. So, you know, Juri, character who won the costume contest twice, is in a new Street Fighter game. No surprises there. And that's all I can glean from this Street Fighter. Now, obviously, we haven't seen everything, and there's still a year left. 6 months to a year at least. I assume this game comes out in February, at the end of Capcom Cup Street Fighter 5. But if things are looking rough in like November or December betas, I would like very much a delay to the game. Like, if a delay is the best course of action, do it. I'd like to close out this video with 3 requests, or I should say 4 requests. Request number 1 is that you bring back Chip. The game seems to have a lot of defensive mechanics already, and armored dash attack, shatter strike like we said, the drive impact I think it's called, drive parry, drive reversal which is V reversal. So I think the game already has enough defensive mechanics to warrant having Chip KOs with special moves and not limited to super like in Street Fighter 5. I really want Chip back. Not having Chip makes the game so much more frustrating to play, because it makes closing out matches unnecessarily more stressful. And my 3 other requests are put in Makoto, put in Dudley, and put in 12. Because we need 12 in Street Fighter. We need a 12 that is in bottom tier. And with that said, that's all for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more Street Fighter, if you want to see more analyses, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a nice day.